So we just got back from our first ever European cruise. It was awesome. In fact, we've never been to Europe. So it was our first trip to Europe, first European cruise. And I have been wanting to go on this European cruise forever. But whenever we think of a cruise, we always think the wintertime, December, January, February. And I don't want to go to Europe during those months. But this was our anniversary, our 25th anniversary. And we decided that we would spend it on a cruise. And it was awesome. But I did have two concerns. So this video, and I'm sorry, my video is a little shaky, but I'm holding my phone. I don't have it on my tripod. I had two concerns. So that's what this video is all about, my two main concerns. The first one was COVID. So I want to talk about how cruising was with the concern of COVID. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, honestly. Yes, there was a concern. I did call my doctor, our doctor, before we left. I got medicine. I brought all kinds of different medicine, inhaler. My husband has long COVID, so he takes an inhaler every day. So we had that with us anyway. But it really wasn't awful. I was really terrified, to be honest, because my husband doesn't just get COVID. He gets COVID. He ends up in the hospital. And that was my concern. I was very worried. And, you know, people were like, if you're that concerned, then don't go. And yeah, I was really concerned, but I wasn't willing to not go. And we went, and yeah, it wasn't that bad. When we went on our tours, we took two tours, one in France and one going into Rome. And there was a lot of people coughing and sneezing. And I was like, oh gosh, is this allergies? Is it just a cold, or do they have COVID? Now, if I was overly cautious, I would have worn my mask, which I didn't. We didn't put our masks on, but we could have, and we probably should have, but we never did get sick with anything. We didn't get a cold. We didn't get, COVID. We didn't have any illnesses while we were on our cruise. And we've been home for a week and we're still okay. So if I get sick now, I'm not going to blame it on the cruise. But I was very prepared, but I was very cautious. And we just washed our hands with soap and water as much as possible. I had tons of hand sanitizer on us, so we would have, if we did have to touch food or something and we weren't able to get to a bathroom to wash our hands, that we used that. When we did go to the buffet, probably only once, but we did go to the buffet, and, we washed our hands before we touched anything. We washed our hands after, because, in the buffet, there's all this delicious food, but everybody's holding the same handle of, the serving spoon. So just wash your hands after and you're good. So that was pretty much that. It was fine. No big deal. And the other concern was pickpockets, because my original plan was only to bring two credit cards. One was for just the cruise ship. I wouldn't use that for anything else. And then the other one was when we're out and about. I would use that credit card for restaurants, shopping, whatever. And my concern was that, if my card was stolen, I was going to have a problem. But I actually brought a third credit card just as a reserve. We never actually even used it on the cruise. But I just had it just in case I would need it. When I travel, I don't like to bring too many credit cards for that fact if one gets stolen, But I was very concerned, and so I bought a backpack from Pack Safe, P-A-C, Safe, that the zipper actually had a clasp, so it was just an extra security, and I had a crossbody, same situation. So, we did the best we could with the pickpockets. And honestly, yeah, we had a couple incidences, particularly in Rome. And I don't remember the other place, but it might have been in Barcelona actually, but in Rome, there's these guys that walk around and they try to put bracelets on your wrist. Well, number one, they want you to pay for those bracelets once they put them on your wrist. They say, well, that's yours. It's you. You got to pay for it. But while they're doing that, either their partner or use their other hand, they try to, put their hand in your pocket and try to see what they can get. They try to distract you. We had a few instances like that where the guy came to my husband and wanted to put a bracelet on him, and my husband just very sternly said no. A couple times, but he was very stern about it. And the other time, I think we were in Barcelona. I know we were on a bus. My husband was sitting on the aisle seat, and there was a guy rubbing against his pocket. And he didn't have anything in his pocket, fortunately, so the guy couldn't get anything. But they are there. You have to be cautious. Just like you would go anywhere. Just be cautious. Don't be careless. And we did fine. No issues at all. So all my concerns were void. It was no problem. And we had an awesome, awesome time. We went to Barcelona, France, and Italy. And I will have more videos in the coming days, weeks, months about this trip and about cruising.